it's Michael from Culture Talk and Tours, and I'm here today in Bucharest, Romania, and I'm here to interview a Romanian artist. And your full name?
My full name, Ilina Schileru.
Okay, now Ilina, we met through our mutual friend Alejandra, and she was saying that you are running a gallery here, and it's also a studio space.
Yeah, and residency space. Production space.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what is your background in art? How did you get into this?
I'm an artist at base.
Okay.
Engraving.
Right.
And then I did a lot of management for cultural events.
Right.
And I hold a studio in various places in Bucharest.
Right.
And at some point this idea came up, and here I am. I applied with a project I imagined of a curatorial project for the museum of Peasant Museum, and
Right.
the management of the museum considered it. You know, it was COVID time, and they offered me a possibility to be here.
Okay.
So, and lately I joined the University of Art in Bucharest, and I did a coup tutelle in
Right.
French with EHESS in Paris
Okay.
in political science.
Oh wow.
So I just finished that last year, and I'm trying to have my dissertation, the memoir, ready for September. This is my background.
So you mentioned where we are. We're actually in the basement
Of the Peasant Museum.
of the Peasant Museum, which
Yeah.
is one of the places to see here.
Yes, absolutely. It's downtown. It's next to the government building.
Right.
And it's been founded from 1906. And it used to be, at the beginning, it was to be a museum funded for traditions and folkloric and also inventions.
Okay.
And then during the 50s, while the communism regime installed itself,
Right.
it became the Leninist Museum, then the Museum of the Communist Party until 1990. After revolution, it became what is today Peasant Museum.
Okay.
It kind of switched back, but also in a different tone, because the Peasant Museum in 1990 was rethought by Horia Bernea. He was an artist, a painter,
Right.
a Romanian, a big artist.
Right.
He's dead. He died in 2008, I think.
Okay. So you have had this space for a couple of years, and we have a show on right now, May the Sun Always Shine, by Leah, and also Romanian artist.
Yeah, 27 years old.
Okay.
She just graduated from University of Art in Bucharest, which I graduated also.
Okay.
From a photo video department.
Okay. So we can have a look at that show. And then tell me about your work. You're doing a lot of, it's drawing?
Yeah,
or?
charcoal.
Okay.
The latest, last 6 years or so, I leaned on charcoal drawings.
Okay.
But I used to paint and did photography for some time.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm inspired by a lot of memories from my childhood around my grandmother.
Okay.
I used to live in a countryside with her, and I come from a cultural space which holds really deep-rooted traditions, and they have all these folkloric.
I was going to say like a folklore story.
And I'm trying to blend them into my present day, existence.
Okay. So we're in the gallery right now, and is that your studio behind us?
Yeah, it's.
Okay.
I made a small cell of a studio.
Okay.
I used to have a studio, and I do still have a studio somewhere else in Bucharest.
Right.
But I felt a constant need to be present here for visitors coming in, people interested to see this space.
Right.
We're here. This space is open since 2021,
Right.
so it's 5 years already. And I thought, okay, let's just not,
Go back and forth.
Yeah, it's too much.
Have your space here. So after we will go look at some of your artwork.
Yeah.
And we'll also put your Instagram. I was looking at your Instagram, and it's like you were saying, like a folklore, a lot of trees and
a lot of weird figures,
yeah.
non-human figures.
I was gonna say, like, you don't know if it's male or female or human.
Yeah, it's undecided, and you don't know if they're good or bad. You know?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So there's a fine line between what is shaped as a general proper good and what is what can be really damaging.
Right.
Yeah. So I like to work with silver linings
right.
concepts and with indecision and confusion and things that may appear in some way but they're not.
Right. So it's not good or it is evil but it is good.
Yeah.
Or
it's
so
funny.
You don't know what.
You don't know, and it's funny to see people who are looking at them and they're trying to make things of them.
Figure it out.
Yeah, it's like you're going to the psychiatrist or a therapist and
right.
he shows you some. Yeah, what do you see here? And he just each person sees something pretty different.
Yeah. Right.
And I like to hear interpretations.
Yeah.
Or not, I mean.
Or get an idea what other people are thinking. Now, how did you get into just that media? Because you said you painted and you did photography, but this is what you landed with? You wanted to...
Weirdly. So at the beginning I was doing the engravings,
right.
working with acid.
Right.
So I was working with watercolor and acid, so monochrome.
Yes.
And then I turned into color because I was exploring that. And at some point I just got back to where it all began, with
right.
Monochrome.
Right.
I think this is my best way to show myself right now.
Okay.
It can change. I mean, I don't know how to answer that. It just happened.
Right.
Things in the studio, sometimes they just pop.
Right. Well, I asked because I think you're the first artist that I know that is strictly working in that medium, because sometimes people will do maybe a mixed media or a collage and then add some sketching or something, but and your size will go see her work very big, so it's kind of difficult to do, it's difficult to maintain.
Right. Difficult to frame, difficult to sell, difficult
yes.
to contain and
yes.
conserve. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
but you like it.
Yeah, I like the texture of the paper and I like the texture of the charcoal.
Yes.
And there's might be also another suggestion which came to me later in life. I was telling you about this countryside where my grandma used to live.
Right.
It was called a miners' village.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I have in my family, I have a long history with miners.
Right.
Yeah, so even my grandfather, which I knew,
right.
he was a miner.
Right.
In his youth.
Right.
And I think something stuck over there because
right.
I was fascinated by the charcoal.
Right.
Since I was a baby,
right.
I was like digging into dirt because I didn't have crayons,
Right.
So my first instruments were pretty basic. It
right.
was a stick in the dirt.
Right.
And then because we would use ovens so often,
right.
We used to bake outside.
Right.
You would put wood inside of the fire, and
right.
then what you'd get a stick that would leave a mark
right.
on a wall.
Right. So you were playing with that charcoal.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. And so it's just kind of come from there.
Yeah, I think it's getting back to where it all began.
Right. And do you do something, because I've done some sketching before and you have to spray it to set it so it doesn't...
That's the annoying part for
yes.
me. I hate it.
Yeah.
Because while I'm working, everything is pitch black.
Yes.
And once you finished and you turn your fixative over to the paper and you use it, and then you turn back and you look at it and it's turned gray.
Gray, yeah.
I hate that.
Yeah.
So my latest works, I do not...
You don't spray them?
Yeah, no.
Now, also, it seems your paper is very thick.
Yeah,
because I've had that where you're working on thin paper and when you go to roll it up,
it
half of
crumbles.
it, yeah. If you do very thick, it crumbles, and if you do kind of like just a dusty finish, it just kind of, when you unroll it, it's nothing.
It's not looking like you've imagined.
No.
So yeah, it's a medium that asks a lot of money to, because it's good paper, good quality paper.
Yes.
Take one non-acid,
Yes.
maybe watercolor paper, and you and I both know that it's expensive.
Yes.
And then the charcoal, which I don't fix onto the paper, you know, it can change because somebody can touch it and can take the, you know. But
Yes.
that's it. It's very, very. It can vanish.
It's temperamental, but
absolutely.
yeah.
It's not like oil painting,
No.
not like ceramic
No.
that you burn.
And I just find it so interesting that you are working this medium, because I have worked with people that work in ceramics, and you know, you do step, the first fire, the second fire, and then something doesn't work out. So you've already thrown a pot or built a pot, glazed a pot, fired it, and then at the last minute
it cracks.
Yeah. So I also studied ceramics, and I got away from that because I need the control. Like, if I put the work in, I want to see the end result.
Yeah.
And now tell me about the framing, because I've also framed pastels, the chalk pastels, not the oil. And even the glass sometimes can move and affect it. So you're having to do a space?
Yeah, I do. I always mount them onto floating.
Yes.
Into a floating frame,
Okay.
which is thicker.
Yes.
And then I like.
Heavier.
I have what?
Heavier.
Heavier.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
And also I mount the paper at a distance that, so in such a way that when you look at it, it drops a shade behind it, like a very small one.
Okay.
And it gives this impression of flowing.
Okay.
Floating. Sorry.
Floating, yeah. Okay. And that huge piece that we saw.
That's not gonna be framed like
No.
that. No. I don't consider framing that, because one, I don't have the money to do that.
Right.
And then it looks pretty cool like that. You know, it can be mounted onto a wall with magnets.
Right.
And I mean, if somebody wants it and wants to conserve it, it should be held in a very, controlled space.
Right.
That's it.
But when you have it like that, you can also. I just interviewed a painter, and she was doing very big pieces that she didn't stretch. So she just laid them out and made it more like an installation.
Okay.
So you could do something like that as well.
Yeah.
Now, you were saying that it's a lot of memories and family and folklore. Are you doing anything like you see something, you take a photo and you add that to something? Are you using live models or?
No, I don't use live models for a long time. So sometimes I draw from. I get inspired by a certain composition, which is a classical composition.
Right.
So I get the birth of Venera.
Yes.
And I'm gonna show you the work inside, and then I'm gonna add my stuff onto it.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but sometimes I do feel the need to look at a real, proper, hand.
Right.
Yeah, foot, or to be able to draw it
Right.
better. So I still have to study.
Yes.
Anatomy.
So you're studying like photos of different parts.
Yeah, and I do have my anatomy books here.
Okay.
So I'm 40, but I still open them.
You're looking.
Yeah.
Now, I'm just fascinated by this because, again, I haven't interviewed anyone that's just working this medium. How do you start? Are you doing a sketch and then you fill it in, or?
Usually I start with the character, the main character.
Right.
If I have one big character on the page, and then my mind enters into a trance and I'm just adding, But usually I do know what I want to do. But my compositions are pretty simple, not complex.
So you're not mapping out?
Not really, no. For these kind of compositions.
Right.
and I like to do sketches, very, very fast sketches. I'm going to show you this one over here. But for more complex works, which I've done in the past, I do have sketches before.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, like if you were working on acrylic painting, you could work on this painting and it dries fast, but you could still work on something else. Are you just focused on one piece, or do you have several?
Usually I don't get obsessed with one piece, so it's pretty hard for me to go from one to the other.
Right.
So usually I have a main one, and maybe if I get mad that it's not going well, I can put it on a wall and it can stay for years on my wall, and I'm not gonna touch it. And one night I can just attack it. But I don't really do 3 pieces at a time. But I can do that. I am capable of doing that.
Okay.
But no, I usually get obsessed with one.
Okay. So you work on that, and then when you feel it's finished, because I was just talking to this other artist, it's like it's never really finished. You could add a little this, you could, you have to kind of get in the mindset where you're like, enough, I'm not going to. And she was saying that's why she wants them out of her studio, because she doesn't want to look at them anymore, because she'll add something to the flower petal or to the woman's face or something. So with your charcoal, you can use eraser as well? Yes.
Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely, but not too many layers. Because at some point the charcoal has minds of its own and says, okay, stop erasing me because I'm gonna show anyway.
Because I'm here.
Yeah, so it can look like it's a very, very malleable medium, but it's not that malleable.
No.
Sometimes no. Even and then if you fixate it, if you spray it, then it's done. I try to wash it.
Yes.
No, it's not the same thing.
And can you do over when you do the fixing spray?
You can, but it's like 10% from what you could do before.
Yeah. It's the texture.
It's frustrating.
Yeah.
It's spray. Yeah, I hate spray.
It's like a liquid or a plastic almost, right? Like it just
like a pellicule, like a very fine pellicule.
Oh yeah, because it just and it just covers the space, so
exactly.
You're not able to change it.
Yeah.
And so I did see in your studio you have other pieces. Are those some of the ones that you're also working on?
Oh yeah, I mean they're recently done, the other pieces. So I have one that I've been working on, the big one. I'll show you. It's been on my wall for 4 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I have this tendency of, I told you, of obsessing over one piece, and I'm just like looking at it and I say, one day I'm gonna finish it. So and I had like 2 years that I've never intervened on it, and then at some point I just started doing something, and then I stopped and I said, I'm gonna wait a little bit longer. Yeah.
Okay. I think this medium might be dangerous for me because I would never know when or if it changed, then I would just want to start over. So it's interesting to go look at more of your...
I usually don't start over. I just, if something, I don't like it, I just leave it over there. And there's been instances where I finished one piece and I said, oh, this is garbage, I hate it. And then a few weeks after, I'll reconsider it. Yeah.
Or if you have other people come look at it as well. That's what I was going to say, because you're saying that you're here and you're in the studio a lot by yourself and you're looking. And I just was watching an interview with an artist, and the paintings that he didn't like, he was covering and doing real things, but I thought they were beautiful, the paintings. So sometimes you get too much in your head. And they're beautiful, but you see it every day.
You tend to become a little bit psychotic. And once, I don't like to acknowledge this, but once other people come in, and usually if they're artists that I respect, they can really change my mind. Because I did, and I do have moments where I say, oh, this is so bad. I cannot even show it to, to my friends. And then you reconsider because there's this guy that I respect and he says online, I'm just sending him on Insta, at the end, look, and he says that's good actually, and I'm gonna reconsider that.
Yeah.
Probably.
And then you have the space that you can put it aside and leave it for 4 years if you want, and work on something else. So
I acknowledge, I recognize, I do that.
Yeah. So you're able to do that, which means you can start fresh on something.
I absolutely can do that. Yes.
Yeah.
I absolutely can change from one mindset to another in a split second.
Right.
That is something that I do more often than I would like to.
Right. Yeah. But I think that's why I always liked when I was at school, is that you share a studio space with other people.
I didn't like that.
You didn't like that?
Yeah, no, I didn't like it.
Oh, I liked it because sometimes like maybe composition or something you weren't sure about, and then someone says, well, try that, and then you try it and it either works or it doesn't, but you didn't even think to do that.
It is true, but I don't like the surveillance feeling of it. And we used to be a lot of people in a very cramped space, and that's why I didn't like it. Of course, I do like an input when I need it, but I told you, I'm also like I like to be recluded and have my own time.
Right, private time.
Right, yeah.
To work on it. So we're gonna go into your studio and look at your work.
Okay.
But you said you had something here that we can see.
Oh yeah.
Do you have a little?
This is also an example of framing.
Okay.
So I'm gonna show it to the camera.
Okay.
So this is a series of houses,
Okay.
of enclosures, I used to say.
Right.
Because this is an enclosure that I used to draw with a stick, a charcoal stick,
Right.
or a graphite stick.
Right.
And you can easily see because it's with laterala.
Yes.
Okay. And this is also from an obsession that my grandma used to have.
Right.
So to have a house,
Right.
home ownership.
Right.
And so I do like to frame it in a very thick profile.
That. So it's a thick frame, and then it's floating.
And it's floating.
Yeah.
This ombre. And it's shady. The shade.
Okay, so you've got some sort of support that's keeping it there.
Mm-hmm. And the baguettes inside of the interior, they create like it's like a capsule, almost like a museum capsule.
Right.
When you look at it,
It looks like, we call it like a shadow box.
Shadow box.
Where you can put even a sculpture or, some keepsakes that you want to keep.
Yeah.
And we're going to look at your other work, but tell me more about this space. What are you calling this? A gallery?
I don't like to call it a gallery. I call it more like a project space.
Okay.
I call it a project space and a cultural dialogue.
Okay.
Like a space where you can meet with other people who are interested in talking about a book, a text, an idea. It can be also a project-based space, a production for arts, for an artistic project. I have friends of mine which are artists, and I did residencies here for them, so I would just welcome them in, and I would say, do anything that you are inspired right now to do, and maybe at the end just show it to the public, or allow the public to come and visit you while you are doing it, which I like more as a process.
Okay.
So I like it to be a more malleable space,
not so formal.
Not so formal.
Right. Okay. And does it have a name?
Yes. It's a complicated name for a non-Romanian speaking.
Okay.
But it's the abbreviation of the museum, which is MNTR.
Okay.
Muzeul Național al Țăranului Român.
Okay.
It's kind of a long one. So MNTR plus C.
Okay.
Plus C can come from plus contemporary, plus vitamin C, because
we need that.
And because it was in COVID.
Oh.
It was COVID.
So it's all together.
Yeah.
And you were saying that almost every month you have an artist that will be showing.
Yeah, every month or every 2 months.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So right now you have this artist.
Which she opened in June.
Okay.
During winters or for summers. I have a longer show because people are usually out, traveling, and this is finishing on 1st September 1st.
Okay.
And the next one is going to be only for a month.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you've got a great space for openings.
Yeah.
And that's why I was asking about model, because it would be a great place to have like a live model drawing class or something.
We do have those.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry, I meant to tell you because you said it.
Yeah.
So I have a friend of mine, Gabriela Matescu, and she's an artist too, and she has a studio, and she came up with this idea 2 months ago.
Right.
And she said, okay, look, we need to draw, we need to go back to school and draw from model. Do you feel the need? And I said, yeah. And we found some other friends, colleagues, and they said, yeah, bring it on, yeah. And we did here some live drawing scenes.
Yeah, perfect, because you've got big high ceilings, and you said you were doing the light yourself.
Yeah.
And it's quite bright, and that's like kind of get a community going, and then those people will want to come to
community. Yeah, you said that word was on my lips when I opened this space up for people. Community, artist community based.
Right.
That's what I wanted to do.
Yeah, no, I think it's a wonderful space, and you've got your studio, and then you've got other space that other artists can come and use as well. So we are going to go look at some of her big works in her studio behind, and then we'll come for a quick goodbye.
So we're in my studio right now. Okay, welcome.
Thank you.
It's kind of chaotic, but I think this is my vibe.
Yes.
Yeah. So actually I'm gonna start with a colorful one, and it's bye. La vedere. So I have like visitors when you know. And this is a colorful one. It's an acrylic. But it's also it's monochromatic actually. It's just the background it's pink, but I love it.
Right.
This is kind of my vibe.
You can see the pink coming through.
And I really like to think about it as a portrait.
Right.
Yeah. And then I have studies. You said about studies.
Right.
Okay, so these are, you can see these 3. These are studies that we do here in the space. These are the latest studies. As you can see, I forgot to draw human legs.
Right.
And I'm going to show you this. This is, wow. This is from 2005. So this is 20 years old. This is how I started. You can see some monochrome.
Right.
Yeah, so this is engraving.
Right.
This is where it all started.
Okay.
I was in high school doing these. And then skip to, this is like a drawing that I made in very, very fast pace, as maybe it took me half to 40 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, and I love to do this kind of stuff because I get an idea, I get something, I get into that trance, and I have to do it very, very fast.
Right.
And then you have this, which I've been working on it for, I started out in like 4 years ago, and I'm still holding it pinned onto my wall because I like to look at it, and it inspires me to do others.
Right.
Like this one here and this one here at the bottom. And this is charcoal scattered all around the place, and I also have it. Some are more illustration based. This is more like an illustration, but it's also in charcoal. Some are experiments with erasure. So this is where I did a drawing, and then I didn't like it, and I just, I scrapped everything. I erased everything. And I have, and these are studies that I do after prints,
Right.
You can see behind us, if you go around, this is also a study that is turned into a work. And the more colorful ones are stuff that I used to do a few years back. Okay. And I also, I have another one, a big one here.
Another big one.
Yeah, another big one. I have, this is the Inferno, right?
Oh, wow.
This is like just imagining the Inferno, so I just did it. And then I LA
Right.
to the States, and right as I got back, I just, I just did this.
Oh, wow.
This is Hollywood here, and this is the Statue of Liberty. And as you can see, these are Skid Row here.
Right.
Yeah, I went to Skid Row with my friends, and I felt the compulsion to do it because it's also darkish,
Right.
everything is dark, because that's how I felt. It was something in the air of, LA.
Yes.
It didn't feel all, glamorous and
No.
that. And then I also like, so sometimes when I want to do a big piece, I just do this. Just a sec. Okay. So sometimes if I want to do a big piece and I don't have a big paper,
Right.
I just take pieces
Oh.
and I compose them.
Oh, okay.
This is here. This goes here. Yeah.
So like a
Puzzle.
puzzle.
Oh, yeah. 1 second.
So it's like if you have a few canvases together,
Right.
a few panels.
Oh yeah. This is like this.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And that's the bottom over there.
And that's the bottom. Okay.
Okay. Sideways. And you get a big piece. This one is a big paper.
Right.
And I used to do this at the beginning because this is much easier to put them in a bag and travel with them.
Right.
This is what I did also in the US. I went for a show over there and I took the paper from Romania and I folded it and I went with it in my luggage.
Mm-hmm.
And I did it there on their wall.
Right.
I do have a video on my Instagram with that.
Okay.
So I like to play with, I can have like a big one, a big piece, but
Right.
it's really hard to travel with that one. Or you can just have this, fold it into 4 or 9 pieces, because in
Right.
LA I did a 9 pieces one.
Right.
And it goes just the same.
Right.
And then I'll add white sheets between them. And this is a spray, but not very, very much.
Right.
But it's consistent.
And that'll protect it.
A little bit, yeah. So I will just spray them halfway.
Okay. Well, thank you for letting us see your studio.
Thank you for paying a visit. Sorry.
Okay, we are back and we've just come from your studio, and wow, that's a big piece.
Yeah.
So the big one, that's the one you were talking about. 4 years.
Exactly.
You left it and now you're back working on it.
Still looking at it and still adding stuff to it, or reconsidering anatomy.
Right. Yeah, well, it was very interesting, and again, I think you are the first artist that is just using charcoal that I've interviewed. So kudos to you to deal with all of the things that you have to deal with. But we saw the piece that she's had framed, so yeah, that's more manageable than that huge one.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so if you have something like that, it's easy, and you can even pick that up and travel with it. If someone wanted.
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
I went with those in Los Angeles actually.
Oh, really?
Flew across the globe.
Oh, yeah. So, and you were fine.
And it was fine.
So we are going to follow you and this space. The space has its own Instagram as well?
Of course.
Yeah.
It is.
Okay, so we'll follow. And then again, if you are coming to Romania, we're trying to encourage people to try new countries.
Very good.
We've been to Spain, we've been to France, we've been to Italy. I can't say enough about my time here. I've really enjoyed Romania.
Yeah.
And I want to thank you so much for your time, because I know I'm a teacher as well, and I just reached out quickly. Alejandra said that you might be interested, and you've been very generous with your time. So
thank you so much.
thank you. It's been a great conversation, a great tour.
Yeah.
So follow the center, and we'll follow you on Instagram. And we will see you on the next episode.
Bye.